Test, 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 test. Hey everybody, it's Mike from Monkey Fab, and today I want to talk about silicone couplers, little pieces and parts that I have in the store for you to use for your fabrication. I like the silicone couplers because they allow wiggle room when you're fabbing up your cold side for your turbo, and I like that. I'm not a perfectionist. So I like to, ballpark it, get the pipes about where they need to be, and then take up a little bit of the slack with silicone couplers. One thing that people don't like about silicone couplers is the belief that they don't hold pressure as well as maybe like the vegan, the dual seal kind of connector deals with the clamshell. I have those too, and a lot of people like them. I like silicone. I've made a few things, and I'm going to show you those parts to make the silicone coupler work a little bit better, make things a little bit easier on you. So what we got, y'all, zoom in, is these are the parts we're going to be using today. So this is the billet bead that I sell in the store, and what they're designed to do is to fit onto tubing. You can use either the normal 1/8 inch tubing or your 16 gauge tubing. It works equally well on both, and what you'll see is it has a bevel on the front and on the back, so when you weld them, you stitch weld them on the inside of your tubes, and they're relatively inexpensive. I think they start at like $5-6. They add strength to the tubing, and they also give you that bead profile, and you don't have to roll the bead. Now you can roll beads, that's fine, but this is just another option. I think it's, if you compare the price of this to what you would have to spend rolling the bead the time that you do, then I think it's kind of like a push. I think it's a little bit easier, to be quite honest with you. Silicone couplers, 4-ply, good stuff. T-bolt clamps, wastegate stubs. So these guys, this is the exact same profile as this, except it's extruded out, and then it's got a little 1/8 bead on the bottom. The ideal here is you can hit your whatever you want to stick these on with a hole saw. It has a little bit of wobble and play in it, and this will drop right down in that hole and give you a nice clean look and give you something to weld to. Bungs, so of course Monkey Fab, custom bungs. These are just normal. This is just a part of pipe, 2.5 inch, and then we made some caps that we're going to weld on here so we can set up this test and see exactly what we can expect out of the silicone coupler. Will it hold? Will it hold all the boost? I don't know. We'll find out. But first, we got some assembly required. So let's make our test jig. Let's get to it. So we got our test device welded up, and it's not weld porn. That's how those go. They just stitch on the inside. Some people try to weld them around the outside. That kind of defeats the purpose. You just stitch weld them on the inside. It doesn't have to be airtight because all it's doing is keeping the coupler from shooting off. But yeah, we just welded our bungs on there, and now we have our two beaded ends to go together over the coupler. We'll put our bolts on there. All right, so there we go. We got our silicone on there, in between the our little beads and our pressure gauge, and now let's pressurize it, see what it does. Don't do this at home. Don't do this at home, kids. All right, here we go. So we're at 0. Start feeding her. You can see the boot starting. 60 psi. I'm a little bit scared. I'm not gonna lie. There's 80 psi. That's all I'm gonna do because I don't want to die today. It's Christmas Eve. So yeah, set up right. Silicone couplers can hold enough. If you're running 80 psi, you're doing something. I don't know what that something is, but you're doing something. So yeah, the bead, the billet beads, I think they're cool. You know, for $5 to $8, depending on what size you're using, and just knowing that you're zipping them on there and you're not trying to roll. Sometimes bead roll in a radius can be pretty difficult, and sometimes if you have like a long pipe with multiple bends, sometimes rolling that can be really difficult. So there, the 4-ply silicone couplers and those clamps, they're all extremely reasonable price. They might be the lowest priced stuff out there. It's hard to make that claim, but they're really well priced, and they're gonna hold the pressure that you need. Just, you know, set your stuff up right, man. So anyway, thanks for dropping in, checking out my video, and until next time, this is Mike with Monkey Fab signing out.